And that was the last race that the Hong Kong Jockey Club were betting on, the City of Hope Miles Stakes. You're, of course, referring to Johannes, who was an absolute beast. And based on that run on Saturday, B, how confident are you now heading into the first weekend of November at Del Mar?
Well, Andrew, as I told you in the previous interview we did, I think win or lose, the horse was going to the Breeders' Cup Mile no matter what. Obviously, with a win and new in, you sure, and with such a nice performance, you feel more confident. But it's going to be a different scenario, tiny track, different horses, more tactical race. But that's the reason we pointed for the beginning of the year, and I think the horse really deserved to have a chance in the race like that. But as I said, it's always good to be there. It's always to be part of the Breeders' Cup. But we don't know the limits yet of Johannes. So hopefully, then it's gonna be the sky is gonna be the limit for him. Let's put it that way.
How hard would it be for somebody to come out of the United States and go over and win over there right now? Let's say like the mile division.
I think Johannes can win that division.
Right.
I mean, obviously, you take the king away, the king is gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. The king is gone. King is gone, but you have Beauty Joy, Beauty Eternal. That's the two horses. But Beauty Joy is going to be 7 on 8. You have a Voyage Bubble. Behind those, California Spangle, too far probably, right?
Yeah. Galaxy Patch is the only one right now.
Galaxy Patch, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's, of course, even when the Japanese, they have a scare about Golden 60, you can't jump on the plane from United States to go on a different environment, on a different scenario of racing, and go right hand. Obviously in America, we go left hand, and Johannes been running all his career going left handed. But I don't think he would have any problem to adjust himself for shot-in. I mean, it's a fair track, it's a flat track. It looks like, I was telling Andrew the other day, it looks like more Santa Anita, but go on the opposite way.
Yeah.
So the time then Johannes have here, crossing the wire 132, 133, 132. Obviously, you watch Golden 60 being 132 a few times, you've been 134, but I think it's a different way to clocking probably. It was a funny because 2 days ago I was watching the last Hong Kong Mile, then Golden 61. I don't think I haven't seen any turn of foot like that in my life.
That was phenomenal.
It was one of the best performances I've ever seen in my life in person. It was insane.
No, but that's and actually when you see then when they passed the 300, Vincent, like, he just pressed on the button. It looks like it was to be like this. He just went low, put the ears back, and boom, like a rocket.
Yeah.
You don't see many of those. I mean, with Golden 60 he was a, you know what? I would wish that I could see him going Dubai or just to prove that he was really the best in the world. But I mean, obviously, with that performance, you have to say he's the best. He was the best in the world for the last couple of years.
He ended up at least beating a lot of horses that then went on and won overseas, I guess. Romantic Warrior and California Spangle, and I mean, he was just
Beauty Generation was just right before him, and then he came in.
The one year you beat a Meyer Mars too with Beauty Generation in that field. There were some serious horses at that time, especially at the beginning of the run. Yeah, Johannes,
no, for sure. After yeah, go ahead.
Oh, he had a bit of a turn of foot like that on Saturday. You guys hit the front pretty quick there. From when you asked him to go off the turn, it was impressive.
I actually, it's always, for me, I have to always leave him a target in front of him, because it's a kind of horse that he go to catch you the last horse in a few strides, and then after he start to pull up himself, he just not because he thinks the job is done. That's okay. I do this. But, I can tell you then around the turn when I went inside of Astronomer, I want to make sure, obviously, nobody comes outside and try to trap me on the fence, which I think, when you have such a horse underneath, you can do everything you want. So I would even probably wait and go inside of Hector, because Conclude is a kind of horse that he likes to drift out a little bit. So the rail would be open, but I don't think it was at the right time to take any risk. When you have a better horse, it just came around. Even if I like to save the ground for sure, but but that there is a momentum. You watch from the half turn to the top of the stretch, the speed, how he pick it up around the turn. It's unbelievable. It's like you press on a button and he just go. Hopefully then this is going to happen at Del Mar too, and after it's by the owner, by team, what they're gonna decide to do with the horse. I'm so glad that then I'd be part of this horse. But I do remember then when I break his maiden, if you go back, you watch his maiden, a 6 furlong, you see that turn of foot from the top of the stretch crossing the wire. You look at the time, it was impressive.
Yeah.
The track was wet that day. I feel it right away. I was on a serious horse. I feel it right away, and so I was trying to keep myself calm, relax, and just try to not have high hopes, but I could feel it. It was something different there for sure.
You got the right trainer. If you ever decide to go to Hong Kong, Tim was with Golden Pheasant when he went to the Japan Cup. He was over there with him when he was assisting for Charlie Whittingham. So got some international experience. I love that team.
No, and I don't remember actually last time. Probably last time I see an American horse going to Hong Kong was a Little Mike when he ran in the Vase. That's probably was the last time I see an American horse go to Hong Kong. Obviously, most of the American trainers are concerned, as I said, because of the turns. You turn the right hand, but if you have a smart horse like him, you're training him for a couple of weeks over there on the track, he will figure it out right away. Champions horses, good horses, they adjust themselves. They can go both ways.
How important at riding Del Mar is kind of sitting on the fence and getting a good trip instead of going 4 and 5 wide on that turf course? It seems like a lot of times if somebody gets through on the inside and saves the ground and the horse has a turn of foot, they almost always win from down on the fence.
No, absolutely. You're right, Alex. If I'm already on 3 wide at Del Mar, I'm already upset, because most of the time I think, it's very important to stay on the fence. It's in Del Mar, especially in Del Mar, there is, the turns really helps you. Even if you stay inside and you think you're going to lose some ground, somebody's going to make a right move on top of you, you might still have the chance to go and catch them. Obviously, when the rail is at 30 feet out, okay, you can stay outside, no problem. But when the rail is down, obviously to stay inside the Del Mar, it's very important. It's very important. Sometimes it doesn't open. Amen. It's horse racing. You always try to give the horse the best shot you can. But if you look at me at Del Mar, I'm always not far away from the fence.
Yep.
Myself and they make some jokes about myself and Berrios, because they said then we like the rail too much. So they say somebody thinks then we sleep with the rail next to the bed at night.